What if I told you I spent an entire week trying to make money with microtasks online, and by the end, I learned more about online earning, productivity, and patience than I ever expected?
You've probably seen those ads claiming you can make hundreds of dollars a day doing simple online tasks. The reality? Most of those claims are overhyped, outdated, or rely on people doing ridiculous amounts of repetitive work. I wanted to see the truth, so I dedicated 7 days to testing 5 major microtask platforms, tracking every task, every click, and every dollar earned. The first day was eye-opening. I started with a platform that advertised easy tasks for $5 to $10 per hour. Tasks included categorizing product images, checking text descriptions, and short surveys. At first, I thought, this is going to be easy money. Reality check, after 3 hours, I made $12.50. It wasn't terrible, but it was far from a full-time income. The work was repetitive. Categorize, click, submit, rinse, and repeat. But it gave me a clear baseline for how microtasks work and what to expect in terms of payout. By the second day, I realized efficiency matters more than speed. On one platform, rushing through tasks without paying attention to quality caused my submissions to be rejected. That meant zero payout for hours of work. I had to shift my strategy, batch similar tasks together, focus on accuracy, and avoid the temptation to rush. Once I implemented this system, my hourly earnings improved slightly, about $5 to $7 per hour. Not life-changing, but steady. The third day, I tested survey-based microtasks, which often have higher payouts. Surveys ranged from $1 to $5, depending on length and complexity. Many surveys rejected me immediately because of demographic mismatches, another frustrating but important lesson. The ones I could complete, however, paid surprisingly well for the time invested. I spent 4 hours completing surveys and made about $22. This was my first day where strategy and patience directly improved results. Picking the right surveys and completing them efficiently became a core skill. Midweek, I switched to app and website testing tasks. These required me to navigate platforms, provide usability feedback, report bugs, and note design flaws. I found this type of microtask to be the most enjoyable because it involved critical thinking rather than repetitive clicking. One 15-minute app test paid $7, equivalent to $28 per hour if you scale it. This made me realize that not all microtasks are created equal. Some reward skill and attention to detail, while others pay very little despite consuming a lot of time. By day 4, I began combining strategies. I focused on a mix of surveys, image labeling, and app testing, prioritizing tasks with the highest payout to time ratio. This approach dramatically improved efficiency. I started noticing patterns. Repetitive tasks were fine for low-stress hours, survey tasks were better when I was alert and patient, and app testing worked best when I could concentrate fully. By structuring my day around task types, I increased earnings and reduced fatigue. Day 5 was all about optimization and learning the platform rules. Some platforms reward activity and completion rates. The more tasks you finish accurately, the more high-paying tasks they offer. By paying attention to this, I could unlock better-paying tasks, effectively increasing my earnings without working extra hours. My total earnings for day 5 reached $25, my highest single-day payout so far. On day 6, I hit an unexpected challenge: task rejection. A few tasks were marked incomplete due to minor errors I didn't notice, resulting in deductions from my total earnings. This was frustrating, but it taught me an essential lesson. Microtask platforms value precision over speed. You can work 10 hours, but if your submissions fail quality checks, you are nothing. Attention to detail is not optional, it's mandatory. I had to slow down and double-check every submission.
Finally, on day 7, I approached the experiment strategically. I logged into all 5 platforms simultaneously, prioritized tasks by payout, and balanced low-stress repetitive tasks with higher-paying skill-based tasks. This chaos turned out to be productive because it allowed me to maximize every minute. By the end of the day, I had made an additional $30, which pushed my total weekly earnings to $142.50. Not enough to quit a job, but certainly a tangible return for 1 week of consistent effort. Reflecting on the week, here's what I learned. First, microtasks are excellent for supplementary income, but they are not a full-time replacement. They work best if you use small pockets of time effectively. Waiting for a bus? Perfect for image labeling. Watching TV? Surveys work. But expecting $500 to $1,000 a week without putting in focused time is unrealistic. Second, task selection and strategy matter more than brute force. Focus on high-paying, skill-based tasks when possible, and avoid spending hours on low-paying, repetitive work. My highest earners were surveys I qualified for and app testing tasks that required real attention. This taught me that working smarter beats working longer. Third, patience is key. You will be rejected from tasks. Surveys may disqualify you, and some days will feel slower than others. Microtasks reward persistence. Over 7 days, my average daily earnings gradually increased as I learned the nuances of each platform. Fourth, microtasks teach discipline, time management, and productivity skills. Even earning a few dollars requires focus, planning, and optimization. I started batching tasks by type, taking short breaks to stay fresh, and monitoring efficiency throughout the day. These small habits not only improved earnings, but also created a workflow that could scale to higher-paying online opportunities. Fifth, attention to platform rules and quality standards is crucial. Tasks can be rejected for minor errors, and eligibility often depends on demographics or experience. Understanding these rules is as important as completing the tasks themselves. Overall, microtasks are a mix of fun, frustration, and surprisingly tangible results. They're ideal for anyone looking to earn a few extra dollars, build familiarity with online work, or develop time management skills. For those expecting a full-time income, microtasks can be a stepping stone to higher-paying freelance work or remote opportunities. By the end of my week-long experiment, I felt surprisingly accomplished. The earnings weren't life-changing, but they validated the system and my approach. More importantly, I learned valuable lessons about patience, strategy, and efficiency that I can apply to any online side hustle. If you found this experiment interesting, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more real-world side hustle tests. And if you want to see the next experiment, check out my follow-up video where I test high-paying online microjobs and freelancing tasks that claim $500 per week because the results were even more surprising.